已经在播了，没有啊？我有播。
OK， 好，感恩。Hello, everyone. Good day. Welcome to join the online study group. It's so nice to have you here. Right now on the screen, you can see the video. It's a promotion to tell us how important to be a vegetarian. It's like I was born in the year of a pig, and this is my baby who was going to born in the year of pig too. And another, this is our pet is also a pig. So please do not kill us. And it's important to be a vegetarian, so to be a better self. So although it's only a video with 30 seconds, but from the video we can feel and we can understand that those are very cute animals, and with the kindness and compassion, we should treat them well, just like we treat a human. So it's a program that Dalin TV promoted recently. So we appreciate the Dalin TV's station. And then there's another video. It was saying that if we don't work hard, and the most of coastal cities will go under the water because of the global warming issue. So like in Taiwan, so many cities near the coast, and so we need to be careful. And because we all live and we are only the one life in the same island, so let's take a good care of our environment seriously. And we just give you a link about the Dalin TV Film Festival. And this weekend there was a very good movie in Japanese. It's called The Best Gift in the Life. So if we please give us a so in the beginning of the online staff group, we usually will recommend a very good movie. And also the Tzu Chi Diligence Day is coming this weekend. And so everyone can join with. And March 16, there will be our 9 years anniversary. So it's a big day for us, and you are welcome to join us. And maybe you already noticed that today I did not wear a mask. And we are so glad that the COVID-19 pandemic has improved a lot. So start from today, we may not need to wear the mask. So 2 weeks from now, there will be a 9 years anniversary for online study group. You are so welcome to join us to celebrate this wonderful day. And if you come to Kaohsiung Jingsi Book Cafe, they will have a souvenir we would like to give away and to send it to you. And right now we have 8 different language for interpretation. So there are so many different language. They will join us for the interpretation start from March 16. So start from March 16, they will have 8 different language for interpretation service. So every time on the study group, we will remind ourselves that the Master Zheng Yan's ideal talent are those who are humble but not arrogant, and self-esteem, and cultivated with virtue, and we are open-minded and control temper, and we work hard and can harmoniously with people, and we show the good manner in speech and actions. So with those characters, Master Zheng Yan will feel relief. And so we wish everyone can be Master Zheng Yan's ideal talent. So now please put your hands in front of our chest and say, Master Zheng Yan, please be relieved. We will be your ideal disciple. So Master Zheng Yan give her blessing and give us her response. So with the thumbs up. So please give your thumbs up to the one sitting next to you. Say you are great. And the Master Zheng Yan say you are Dharma messengers. So we need to pass on Dharma essence mindfully. And we have to remember this date, April 25th in the year of 2020. It's a Master Zheng Yan's expectation. She said that we need to recruit as many as possible. We need to recruit many living bodhisattva. And not only do we have a Chinese interpretation, and we can spread the Dharma teaching with a different language. Although we may not familiarize and we may not good at in the first beginning, but through the practice, we can be more familiarized, and we can be and good through the practice. So through this platform, it's a good platform for us to learn and to practice. So we may not be capable in the first place, but with the practice, we can be better and better. So today is the first week of the month. So today we will have English, Cantonese, and Cambodia, and Malay, and Taiwanese interpretation. And thank you for their dedication. So pretty soon we have Taiwanese and Hakka, the dialects for the elder people. So maybe they were good for them. So every other day, every other week, we have a Taiwanese interpretation. And every other 2 weeks, we will have a Hakka interpretation. So please stay with us. And we continue to welcome more volunteers to join the translation team. So recently, we have a language of the Vietnam in written translation. So today is the turn for Kaohsiung interpretation team to provide the translation. And as well as we have Cantonese interpretation. Some of them are from Malaysia, and some are from Australia. And we also have the volunteer from headquarters. So we work together and to provide the best service for every one of you. And then this is the team member from Cambodia. And thank you for their dedication. So and then we also have a Malay interpretation. Thank you for your dedication. So they are in Indonesia, and they are in Australia, and they are in Malaysia. So now let's take a look at their feedback. First, we would like to share the feedback from the Cambodia volunteer Xie Mingxin. He said the affinity with Tzu Chi online study group is from the 4-in-1 diligence day. And because at that time, Master Zheng Yan encouraged them to invite more people to join this group. So when we would like to invite them to do the written translation in the beginning, he would like to invite the first contact person, Su Yinglong, but volunteer Su Yinglong in the beginning applied for declining, but with the encouragement, they came back and doing the dedication by written translation. And then we have the feedback from Xingwen. She was the English translation team. And she said that when she was study abroad, she liked to buy Jing's aphorism in different language and to send to her friends. So when Master Zheng Yan asked us to set up a written translation team, she thought about those friends. So let's give her a big hand because she coordinates and could invite so many talented person to join the written translation. She said that we are very blessed that Tzu can understand the Chinese, to understand Master Zheng Yan's Dharma teaching right away. And for those who need to be translated and took a while to understand, we are much, much more luckier. And then there's a feedback from Li Rong from Hong Kong. From the poster, you can see that she was a little bit different from the appearance. And when she first time received a phone call from Australia, she thought it might be a scam phone call. But later on, she understood it was a Sharon from Australia. And she had hesitated in the first beginning because she had a brain surgery a few years ago. So she was afraid that she couldn't do the good job. But later on, she was inspired when Sharon told her, doing the interpretation is helping Master Zheng Yan teaching. And she was nervous in the first place because of the surgery. And she only prepared for the 10 minutes interpretation section, but she was told that actually she did a good job, and with the confidence and the encouragement, now she is willing to practice and to seize any opportunity to learn to do the contribution. So because we are pressed for the times, we're going to share Tzu Chi Hao's feedback next time. And then this is the lectures that we're going to invite the next week. And maybe we can they were going to share their good story through online. And then we will have a lecture from Zhang Lian. She will come here. So next week. So please do not mix it. And this is the written translation in Vietnam. So it's a team member. The first volunteer is our CEO in Vietnam, and we also thank you for those sisters. They already start to do the written translation. And we're also looking forward to have interpretation from them. And so this is in the team member from India, a written translation. Thank you for those volunteers. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit difficult to pronounce their name. And we have a written translation in Lao. And you may see the familiar faces from Lake's pictures, because Guangzhou and Rui is a Turkish language, Turkish written translation. So it's a good way that we can invite the local volunteer to join us, and hopefully they can understand that Tzu Chi is a good story. So it's a good quote that we okay. Now we go on to the next section, and this is the feedback that we received last week. Totally 151 messages was received, and we passed for resharing over 100 times. Thank you for all your feedback, and those feedbacks are very inspiring and is a good encouragement to us. So first, this is the feedback on the teamwork. Like Lina, she said that thank you, Tzu Chi, let people in the world to see the love and warmth. And now this is the feedback on the volunteers from Chicago. It's the CEO sharing. And Hanwen Jiaying, he said that although volunteer Ji Jie and Ci Shao is over 70 years old, but they look so young. And they are diligent couple to work together in the Bodhisattva pace. So it's a good role model for us. So please give us your feedback. And please let us where you are, and then we can put your feedback on the screen to share with everyone. And now this is the feedback on the guiding reading, and it's the first time that the presenter doing the guiding reading online, and it's a new milestone. So we're going to have online guiding reading start from next year. For the Lu Meiyun give us the good presentation doing the guiding reading class. And now you can see say that they like to watch this TV program and knowing the importance of to be a vegetarian. And someone say that Yali is getting younger every day because she is healthy. And then the feedback on the easy car general manager, the feedback on the volunteer Qiu Yikai, who came here to promote the easy car, is convenient. And now you can see the feedback on the superintendent from Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital, Jian Shouxing. And Hui was saying that her boy has to watch Jian Shouxing's TV program all about health, and then go to sleep. So if you write down the feedback to us, it's encouragement and inspiring to our speakers. So the participants say that we are all Jian Shouxing's TV fan. we really enjoy to watch his TV program. So although the feedback is very short, but it's always spread positive energy. So please give us your feedback. Like there's another feedback saying that Jian Shouxing is a nice person and he is very busy, and we were wondering how does he manage the time. So thank you for the feedback from America, from Canada, and from Malaysia. We are looking forward to more feedbacks in the other country. And this is from Taiwan. Actually, right now in Taiwan, it's kind of warm. And I feel more comfortable today because I don't need to wear a mask. And thank you for the message that you gave us on the YouTube. Malaysia, coffee from Effie from Malaysia, she said that the sister area smile is contagious and to us, and then we can feel the passions. So she admire Yali very much. So there's a lot of feedback that we would like to share with you. So the program of a vegetarian living is a good program for everyone. And many people say that Yali is a wisdom person. And we have the feedback on Lu Jingsu's guiding reading, and admire her courage. And because her demonstration, we are looking forward to having more and more volunteers in other countries. Also, they can do the guiding reading on live. And this is the picture that a volunteer in Malaysia, she drawing the picture for us. And you can see actually she made a big progress too. So let's give the volunteer give her a big hand. So now next section, we're going to call out to England.
Now, I would like to bring you to Oxford of the United Kingdom. Let's have a look at our volunteer there. As you see, these volunteers, they are providing the computers for the local community. This video is from our volunteer, Xiaomei, in the United Kingdom. It's very difficult for us here in Taiwan to image the world without computer, right? During the big pandemic, most of the students in the UK, they cannot go to school, so they have to join the class at home. But the great difficulty for them is most of them, they don't have the 3C products like iPad or computer or laptop at home. Therefore, it's difficult for them to join the class online. So in our image, the United Kingdom is a country full of culture and it's rich. So it's difficult for us to imagine that the students there, they have lake of the 3C resource, 3C products. And most of us, in our imagination, the United Kingdom is a country very beautiful and clean. So what our volunteers there can do, it's difficult for you to imagine that they go there to clean the street and pick up the trash. And this is our volunteer Liang Xinling from the United Kingdom. And now I would like to introduce our volunteer, Miss Yang Xiaomei. She is our volunteer from Oxford, the United Kingdom. Since the United Kingdom is in different time zone as Taiwan, so I tell our volunteer, Miss Yang Xiaomei, once she finished her introduction from the UK, she can go to take a rest because now it's midnight there. And let's have a look at this video. It's from our volunteer, Miss Yang Ruizhu. She's also from the United Kingdom, but her hometown is also in Kaohsiung. She used to join as the Kaohsiung Online Study Group. And Miss Zhu, he is also our volunteer from the United Kingdom. You see, they don't have so many people to join the volunteer there, but they try their best and they do really accomplish lots of good deeds. Okay, so let's cheer our volunteer, Yang. I like to be with you because you have the positive energy. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, let's have a wait. Okay. So we are contacting with our volunteer, Miss Yang Xiaomei. Soon we will reach her. She's waiting for us from the United Kingdom. Okay, so let's wait for her to turn on the microphone and the video. Okay, so soon we will reach her. Okay, finally we hear her voice. It's very great to see you there. Hi. Nice to meeting you online. Let's give her a big hand. And she's going to share. Good morning, Mr. Zhang Lian and Mr. Fang Abode, and all the volunteers from our Tzu Chi Foundation. I'm very grateful to have the chance to share the experience with you. I always remember that once Meiyun Laoshi tell me that people who's late, it's okay. The most important is she comes, she arrives. So these words encourage me a lot. And we all know that we being volunteer, we have to start with great aspiration. Therefore, we can make good affinity. And while the karmic condition is matured, everything becomes a good encounter. remember during at the beginning of the great pandemic starts, our Tzu Chi volunteer here in the United Kingdom, we donate the PPE to the local hospital here, and for the hospital to produce the face mask. And while I was during that time, I was talking to the CEO of this factory, and we discussed about the situation from the local elementary school students. Since the pandemic starts, they are not able to go to school to join the class. So they have to join the online class at home. But most of the students, they don't have the computer or other 3C products at home. The only way they can attend in a class is by using their parents' computer or using their parents' cell phone. So it's really inconvenient for the students. On that time, while I hear this information, I asked myself what we Tzu Chi volunteers can do there. And I feel like to raise the computer laptop for the local students for they can continue their study at home. So our Tzu Chi Foundation, they donate 15 computer for the local students. And let's have a look at this PowerPoint. She is Ricky Farrell. She's responsible for a local community service center. And in the winter last year, she told me they met some difficulties because during the winter time there are not many people donate money or food for the care recipient, so they have the difficulty to relieve the supplies. And once I heard it, I asked our volunteers in the UK to join us and to raise the food there for these homeless people. So we find a parking lot there. There are many homeless people encounters there. So I ask our volunteers to join me to help this community service center to release the food. And once we cook the hot food, let's have a look at this picture. He is very, very touched and so happy. He told me that it has been a long, long time for him to let eat the hot food. So he's really grateful because, in the United Kingdom, most of people, they just eat something very simple like bread or sandwich. It's not easy for them to eat something warm, something just cooked. Let's have a look at this picture. This is another homeless people who attending our relief supplies, and our bamboo bank because he was touched by our Tzu Chi's spirit. And this year, during the Lunar New Year, I invited a volunteer to join a party. But the same time, meanwhile, it's also the day for relief supplies. So I was thinking if I cannot cancel either one of them. So I invite our Tzu Chi volunteers in the United Kingdom to join our party one day earlier. And after our New Year's party, do the New Year's party, we're going on the relief supplies. So while everybody gathering together, our volunteer, Miss Wang Zhen, she promotes the vegan food for local volunteers. And we did a lot of vegetarian foods. For example, this one is the ginseng. Ginseng is kind of salad mixed with more than 7 different kinds of fruit or vegetables and sauce to make the salad, especially for Lunar New Year. So the first day of Lunar New Year, we gathering together and we prepare apples, orange, and other fruits has the good meaning and also the fortune cookies for each other. We are really touched because we have the chance to gather together to celebrate the New Year. And while we are helping others, actually we are helped. And let's have a look at the picture here. Do you see? We give a lot of Fu Hui red lucky fortune envelopes from our Tzu Chi to the homeless people. They're really touched. And this picture is from our volunteer, Miss Zhang Peiqian from the UK. And this is her very first time to join the volunteer, and she prepared the food for the homeless people. And another volunteer, Miss Zhang Qing, she said the most great fortune for her to is she has the chance to meet Tzu Chi volunteer. And another volunteer, Yan Ruici, she says it's very grateful for her. By helping others, she realized how lucky she is. And this picture is my husband. He provides his restaurant for us to prepare the food for homeless people. I'm very grateful to his support. Mr. Zheng say the firefly is very small and is not shining from one small firefly, but if 1,000, 10,000 fireflies gathering together, they are able to shining bright. So all our Tzu Chi volunteer is just like a small firefly. So we need to gathering together and do our best and use our power. We can make this world a better place. It's really a great sharing from our volunteer, Miss Yang Xiaomei. We are really touched by her story that it's midnight in the United Kingdom and she is still awake and they share her experience to us and share so many different and touching stories to us. We are so grateful. So, I heard that our volunteer, Miss Yang Xiaomei, she's also a night owl, so she joined us. It's actually the 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. in the United Kingdom. Okay. So, I would like to give you a good feedback from our volunteer here from Taiwan. They are so touched by your sharing. Maybe this is your very first time of sharing volunteering, but we are really touched by your story and your sharing. I know you are a little bit shy and a little bit nervous since this is your first time, but you really do a good job. So, okay, looking forward to meet you online again. So now we are going.
And thanks to Hanwen that still stay with us here. And thank you for your message. And we really enjoy reading your messages, and we appreciate that very much, right? And next time, okay, when we see you, it's already the 9th anniversary of online study group Kaohsiung on March 16th, right? So we can just imagine that, okay, because of a pandemic that we have to wear the mask and celebrate the online study group celebrations of the 9th celebration here. And here is a message from Changchun says that we can really deliver the Dharma essence, and it's really great here. And please give them a big hand. Now we have Jinshu from Changchun, and we have volunteers from Cambodia, and they say Xiaomei is a Bodhisattva on the Bodhisattva path, right? And here we have a Lin from Malaysia, maybe. and they say thank you to us, right? And we have a way saying thank you from Laos, and we have a Tzu Guan, and we have Jianshu from Bangkok, right? And thank you very much. We have Lin Fen from Jiayi, and we have Tzu Chu from New Taipei City. And she finally leaves us a very good message here. And she says that we are very positive, and I'm very positive and energetic with you today this morning. And this is really difficult to be beneficial to everyone. So this is a great messages, right? And we also have Pinzhen from Zhanghua. And now I think you want to know very much about how much money that we have been collecting. And let me tell you, we have over 40,000 like lotus here. And this is great, right? And see, here is a team, that accompanying our like lecturers. And here on the image that you will see, he says that as I walk like 100 steps, and I will just donate a Lotus Sutra, which means like $10,000. And today I collected so much more money from him because he already collected more than 9 Lotus, which means like $90,000 in the show, like 23 days here. And this is kind of heartwarming sharing from him, right? And he walked to Guanshan, Taidong. This is so touching, all right? And this is a very, very heartwarming like activity from him. And he not only exercised himself, but also collected the money and donated to the charity foundations, including Tzu Chi. And this is wonderful. And he donated the money as the like a vaccine donations. This is really encouraging to us, right? And here we have like a hand cream, of the eye hand cream. This is really effective. And we have like viruses within the air, and everybody like wash their hands really frequently. So it may cause some kind of syndrome and skin problems to your hands, right? Therefore, I just develop a hand cream that can protect your hands, and it is anti-viruses, bacteria, and it also is kind of moistens your hands, right? And this is really wonderful. And we have the second version, and we also have the essence that protects your mind and protects also your breath, right? And it is kind of wonderful. And we also invited a lot of other volunteers that really add more care and love into our hand cream. So please just get some, and they are really effective. And the money that they collect will be also a donation. So please just take part in, and we can have more deeds, and we can do more good deeds all together. So please share this wonderful messages to everybody. And the next time that we also have Tzu Lun's new book. And she is our Tzu Chi volunteer, Wang Cilun, and she will be sharing her own life stories with us next time. And we also have the Jin's like a herbal drink, right? And this is really effective, and we just take it as our daily drinking, like a liquid, and this is really healthy toward our daily lives, right? And they protect our life, right? So you can just use it like every day, and just take it as our like a daily routine there. And we also have the Eye like movies here online, and here that we have like a Japanese like volunteers joining with us, and she also does a lot of like a good feedbacks to us, right? And she said that she really looks forward to the movies on the ITV, and this is wonderful. And especially like last time that we had an online classmate reunion, and she felt so happy with us, right? And she said that she witnessed like a doctor, like a teacher Su Jingguo from Myanmar, and he shared that a lot of the fishermen who couldn't just go home and receive the Tzu Chi's help, and she was so touched by this. And this is also a combination of the Japanese culture and the Taiwanese culture all together. And she also saw, okay, Baoru playing the instruments online. It was really new experience for her. And she also said that she heard a lot of like a great like music from China, and she felt wonderful because aside from the interpretation, aside from the online sharings, and every volunteer online is really talented. And she also said on March 16th, and this is our anniversary, the 9th anniversary of Online Study Group Kaohsiung, and she decided to donate $10,000 as a Lotus Sutra as a celebration of the 9th anniversary of our Online Study Group Kaohsiung. And if you can be a vegetarian on that day, and it is much, much more better. It is much better, okay? It is great encouragement, okay? If you can adopt like a vegetarianism, and if you can just take part in our Lotus collection, and it is kind of a wonderful celebration to our online study group at Kaohsiung. So let's do good deeds all together, and it is really energetic, and it is kind of positive energy toward us, right? Okay, please give us a great blessings to our nice anniversary. Thank you. Please give us a big hand. So we have over 40,000 lotus here, and it is not easy because after I mentioned this just 1 year ago, and nobody could imagine that we collected so many lotus and we collected so much donations, right? Although it can be kind of like not that much, but I still want to say it's not all about the number, it's about your heart, right? And we have a message from Australia, and it says that she promised to take part with us in the oral interpretation from Australia, but she always forget about what she should say, and she always feel kind of a difficult task. But a small experience or like just gained on herself, and she said that she is really more and more getting used to this, and she is not only the interpretation of English, and she also does the Cantonese part. And not only that, and she also takes part in the written translation team. And her daughters were also with us, right? This is wonderful. And her name is Li Houyu. She's a wonderful person. And in the future, I have to let her just get online and share her online stories, right? And now it's time for us to read Master Zheng Yan's like a footprints now, okay? And sometimes we do it just right on the spots, and sometimes we will have like online sharing overseas, right? And today is our turn, okay, in Kaohsiung. And masters from the Amoda and Mr. Zheng Yan and everybody online, good day. My name is Huang Zhenyi, and my daughter name is Min Shuo. And today I like to share the part from Mr. Zheng Yan's footprint in 2021 summer part. Within this period of time, and volunteers of Tzu Chi just go back to the Jinsi abode. And a lot of senior volunteers just share very much with Master Zheng Yan. And they say, okay, we have to introduce Tzu Chi to everybody, and we have to make everybody involved, get involved with us and do the good deeds. And Mr. Zheng Yan says that we have to seize time, and we have to grab the affinity, and we have to good deeds, and we have to do good deeds not because of the money you donated, but because the heart and the love that we have all together. And Mr. Zheng Lian, therefore, just shared a very heartwarming story with us back to the time when Mr. Zheng Lian just decided to build a hospital, and a Japanese entrepreneur wanted to donate as much as $200 million, but Mr. Zheng Lian refuses. And now let's take a look at this clip. So instead of letting time slip by in vain, we have to seize every second and every opportunity, and we inspire love in others. This is how we can inspire everyone to share the same aspiration with us and pull everyone's love all together, and we can form greater strength. We must not care about the numbers. And over the past few days, I say more than 30 years ago, I turned down a donation of a great amount of money. I hope to inspire love from everybody, encouraging people to give what they have, like $15 or $10, one pack of bricks and sacks of cements. Then this is the way our hospital in Hualien were made possible. And with the construction of this hospital, and we have countless people that were inspired to give, and at such a wonderful place. So time is important, and we have to cherish the time we have, right? And everyone really collected their love. So we have the hospital in Hualien. So a lot of volunteers just concentrated on the donation at that time. And whenever we bring our volunteers or members to the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital, then we are so happy and proud to mention, and the bricks here and the summit here are a part of me, because I get involved in such a task, in such kind of great mission here. So Mr. Zheng Lian says that if you can apply to your body that your parents give you, and you can good deeds, and this is a kind of greater responsibility in our life, then we have to be healthy and take care of our body. And if you cultivate yourself, and this is the merit, and therefore you use such great body and do good deeds and help people. If you want to accomplish that great deeds, then you have to put yourself into action and inspire people and coordinate with others. And you have to introduce more people to do such good deeds. Therefore, strength is combined, and therefore people get involved, and everybody is encouraged to just do the good deeds like all together. And this is a cooperation, and this is a harmony that we must possess, and to let everybody know that they are also willing to get involved. And on April 27th, Danish Chai from Mozambique also shared a heartwarming story that they have like a local volunteer, Paul, who just planted and took good care of the Da'ai farm, and they had a lot of like plants and a lot of vegetables. And after they have such like harvests, and they just shared the food, vegetables, with a lot of people in their countries. Is this not the merit there? So we can really inspire a lot of more people and do the good deeds together. And another chance that Master Zheng Lian had preached to us, that she says that if we abide by the vows and live out the Dharma, then we pave a greater Tzu Chi path. Buddha came here to the world because he want to help people in the world. And in learning the Buddha's teaching, then we should emulate the Buddha's actions. Then it's not just for us, but for others. Everybody, we have to think about this. That we all share the same thought and harbor the same heart. And we want to spread the greater love in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, that we have received the Buddha's precious teachings, and he gives us a path to walk. And this is the path that we have to benefit others. We don't just benefit ourselves. And if we uphold our inspiration, and it is for ourselves, we receive the Buddha's teaching, then let's keep the aspirations firmly in mind. This is upholding the vows. And besides upholding the vows, we need to put Dharma into action. Upholding our vows is to take the Buddha's teachings in our hearts just after we learn them. And therefore we make vows. So this is the upholding the vows. And when we uphold the vows, and we have to follow this, and then this is the great path that we walk on. If we know to abide the path, and this is a very wonderful and broad path. We shouldn't just know the Buddha's teaching, and we have to put the teachings into actions. Let's recruit more volunteers and make them bodhisattvas. And we transform mundane beings into bodhisattvas. Then this is the way we purify the world. Master Zheng Lian tells us to uphold the inspirations that we have. And recently, we have had a lot of volunteers who just hold campaigns, but after the campaigns and activities, then that would be the end. This is not the way we should walk. We should walk the Bodhisattva way by abiding the vows and live out the Dharma. And we have to benefit others and always hold on to the conception in mind. I know it is difficult, but we still have to do this. Okay, again, abide by the vows, and we live out the Dharma. Within the pandemic, maybe we don't have many activities and campaigns, but we still have to bear the concept in mind. Then let's just be sincere and hope the pandemic just go quickly. And it is wonderful. Okay, and actually Zhenyi doesn't have to wear her masks, right? And maybe she is kind of nervous, right? And actually wonderful presentation. This is great, right? And you know that this is the second time that she presents here, and maybe for her third time, and she will be really, really like sophisticated, and she will just be very, very fluent. And today she also tells me that she is very nervous, right? And ladies and gentlemen, actually, do you know that I'm also very nervous right here, right? Yeah, so everybody is nervous, but let's just be, okay, relaxed here. Relax yourself, right? This is not easy, right? Okay, and but everybody, then we are here, and we encourage everybody to present your ideas here, and this is why we are here, and this is our great purpose. Please read this. You don't have to be really something and begin doing something, but you must begin doing something before you get really something. Okay, so put your hand in your hearts and say that I don't have to be really something, so I can begin doing everything, right? No matter you are a translator or you are an oral interpretation member, so we are all also learning something. Okay, everybody is learning, so don't be too nervous, right? And as you can see, Zhenyi's presentation, you have to read the footprint carefully, and therefore you can do the presentation online, okay, very detailed, and you have to search the videos that you have, right? Okay, right, okay. So this is the way, okay? So when you are up here, and please, right, just share your story with us, right? You are not reading your paper like a line by line, right? And here we have a message from England, and she says this is wonderful to have like a Yang Xiaomei's presentation. And you know that Yang Xiaomei really just presented her idea alone. We have a Guirong from Beijing, and she says that because of the like a jet lag, but she still presented like a wonderful stories with us, right? And we have a hey her, okay, and it is kind of wonderful presentation, okay. And the volunteers from Heilongjiang says great, right? And she says, okay, it is far away in the Britain, but she also presented like a wonderful heart share, like a sharing with us, right? And this is wonderful. Okay, and we also have Jinshu from the Britain saying this is a wonderful presentation. Okay, and Jinshu, I think your daughter is also in the UK, right? Okay, now we have Mingyu saying cheers and wonderful, and this is great topic to always promote like vegetarianism, and this is a great love. And Zifang saying that say thanks to the heartwarming sharings like from the Britain, and the Jinsu products are really wonderful, and it really prevents us like from like getting like a severe, okay, and we are just like the fireflies, like send the glimmers and get to make the world brighter, right? And now it's time for us to have the catchy phrase. And we also have the catchy phrase team, members, like we have Tzu Chi, Fang Wen, Shen Zong, and they are also going to be the guided reading team overseas, right? And we also have volunteers from China. And here we have feedback from Beijing, and she is a member of the catchy phrase team. And because after she reads all the documents, and therefore she can just write on the catchy phrase team. Therefore, she has a lot of feelings toward us, right? And this is a wonderful infinities. This is wonderful affinities, okay? And she says to us that when she just goes back to work, and she should be, and she must be, and she is so busy, and therefore it makes her cherish every moment and the time, and write everything she can, including the catchy phrase and the feedbacks to us, right? And this is the way that she like abide by the vows and work on the Bodhisattva path. And we have like a Jinsu says that she listens to Yadi's like a presentation, and she thinks this is kind of wonderful because it's not only healthy but also promoting the vegetarianism. And wonderful that Yadi is young and she's so much willing to promote the vegetarianism. And this is wonderful TV show on Dai TV. And we have also the manager on the Yo-Yo, like a company that is willing to just promote the love overseas. And we also have like a superintendent like a Jen, and that gives us a very, very heartwarming like sharings. And here is the catchy phrase. Oh, and we have a lot of like wonderful presentations here, and this is wonderful that we have not only the Superintendent Jian, and on March 16th that we have Liang Jun online, and she writes on the catchy phrases every time. Then we have a Li Su online, and she really cultivated like a great love for us. And we have a Yali on ITV, and she promoted vegetarianism, and we really live a good life during the pandemic period of time. And we have like a red envelope, and this is kind of great sign for us, right? We have a superintendent that finds a good way to live our great life. And now it's time to exercise, right? So we also have a lot of great love, right? Online, and we have also Jinsu doing the like a guide reading team for us, right? And we have Yadi's like a wonderful TV shows that give us like a positive influence toward us, right? And we have like a great blessings from like Jinsei aphorism. Okay, according to Chou Yikai, and he also spreads the great love to us, and the superintendent Chen tells us the great stories about how we deliver great love to others, right? So please give our catchy phrase team a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. So wonderful catchy phrase team. Now it's our great time to have like a wonderful lecturers, and today we have a lecturer, and later on we are going to go to the like a Tzu Chi University, and this lecturer is not only a professor in Tzu Chi University but also a doctor in Tzu Chi Hospital, and now we have a Huang Shunping later on.
And we all have aspiration when we were young. And do you ever wanted to become a scientist? I've never wanted to become a scientist, but Dr. Huang Shunping used to be his aspiration wanted to become a scientist when he was young, and he is research the lead scholar, chief scholar at the research center at Tianjin University, and he is such a great scholar. And today his sharing is very valuable. Please contact your friend, invite your friend through internet or your cell phone to invite your friend to hear his valuable sharing. And Yanping, Sir Yanping, she passed away now. Every time I heard her sharing, I always felt very touched. And after I heard her sharing, I invited her to join our editing team, and after 3 years, she completed her life span and she left us, and now I believe that she returned back to the family, and let's welcome her. And today we welcome the lead scholar, the chief scholar of our Tzu Chi Research Center, and because of him, we heard that on the TV news, there's a very important piece of news about that. People have the means that they could wash their eyes with tea. And it is a myth. Usually, it is not safe to wash our eyes with some liquid that are not disinfected. And if you use alcohol to wash your eyeglasses, it is not very appropriate. either. It doesn't work better than just use the soap or dishwasher. It will work better to wash your eyeglasses. And a lot of elderly people, they thought that they could use the tea to wash their eyes. And let's take a look at this TV news about how to take good care of our eyes. And this when doctor give you prescription, you just follow the prescription. Don't use any solutions that are not disinfected, because if you use the solution that's not disinfected, it would get your eyes to wash your eyes. You will get your eyes to be to get infection. And there's when the eyes got injury, impairment in the eyesight, and some people they have eye stroke. So there's when people have the eye stroke, they don't have the they don't right now the current technology doesn't have the cure for this eye disease. But in when we have the animal when we have animal trial, clinical trial, we have the injection into the eye, and it would help the optic nerve regrow. So it would help the condition of the eyes, of the eyesight. So we are very fortunate to welcome this very professional doctor. I used to wanted to become a scientist. When I first attend the university and the medical school, I felt it was interesting to become a doctor too, because there's a very fundamental knowledge that are very that are based on the science. And science is the field that I was very interested in. So when I was in the college, I have the internship and to do scientific research, and it make me feel very interested. So I hope that when I was had an internship in the college, I saw some patients that they have eye disease. They don't have the night blindness patients. They don't have they are seeking for cure for their diseases, and that's I feel very my heart was all I cannot bear to see the patients suffering, so that I make up my mind I want to be the doctors that could help them to seek for the cure for their eye disease. So, Dr. Chuan has a scientific brain, and he is leading his team to help the patient with a very scientific brain. And let's welcome him, the professor from Tzu Chi University. I enjoy being with you because you have positive energy. Please go ahead. He is the chief scholar of Tzu Chi Research Center at Tzu Chi University. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Meiyun. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing the video about my treatment and safeguard the windows of our spirit, and it would brighten up the life path. I graduated from the Zhongshan University Medical School, and and when I am attaining physician, I thought I need to advance my medical knowledge. So I used to be wanted to become a scientist, but I became a doctor. I still feel very interested in all the scientific base knowledge. And this is starry sky is very mysterious and very beautiful. When I was young, my aspiration wanted to become an astronaut, and I also wanted to become a scientist. And in the expectation of my family, to me, they wanted me to become a doctor. So I became a doctor. My first job is at a Taipei Veteran General Hospital, and we have the glitch. And let's get a brief introduction. There's a technical glitch in the connection. The evolution of our eyes. The eyes is a very has a long history. 550 million ago, it used to be just a light sensitive or cells in the limpet. And there's an airballoon. They have a cover in their eyes, in the eye cells. And the next, when we evolve into the Nautilus, their eyes become is like a little eye was the extended hand going out from their body, and there's also squid with cornea. In the Buddhism Sutra, eye is included in the sixth root. In the Chinese traditional medicine, it says that the liver opens at the eyes. The liver stores essential qi. So when you have any symptoms in your health condition in your body, you can be tell from your eyes. There's a retina. The retina is a retina is a place where we could reflect what we see in the exterior world into the retina. And when we have the optic nerve in the back of our eyes, we are able to they are photosensitive cells, and they receive a photo injection photosensitive information. They could reflect the image in our eyes. And there are various clinical symptoms. There are cataracts, and there are background diabetic retinopathy, and there's a glaucoma. And you will be able to see that the inner blessed retinal barrier is a glovascular unit in which glial cell surrounding. Capillary cells. And also, some people, they have if you suffer from patients suffer from night blindness, and their visions are blurry, and some people say that their visions are like a sparrow or like a chicken. The photoreceptor cells and retinal pigment, it's called RPE, die gradually. And patients with night blindness is called RP. The illness is called RP. Their eye feel the range of their eyesight will become narrower and narrower, and gradually over the time they will lose their eyesight completely. The people who patients suffer from night blindness, they are afraid to see the moon. When most people are admiring the beauty of the moon, they have the patient with a night blindness. They are afraid to see the moon because they are losing their eyesight gradually, and the range of their eyesight will become narrower and narrower, and gradually they will lose their eyesight completely. The patients, they describe their disease is like a greedy little ant eating out their sight.
那事实上，大家看到流星每次听到说，什么流星雨要出现的时候，都赶着跑到户外去看流星雨。但是对于这些病人来讲，他们常常跟我讲到一个影像，也就是说，他们看到像星星一闪一闪，然后像流星一样的现象。
What's happening in the patient's eyes, and they don't see the outside object completely. They are just like seeing a meteor shower that are shining here and there.
不正常放电，等于是最后的一个闪烁的情况，所以它就是像消失的流星一样的不见。那因为这一群病人呢，我后来就到了美国南加大进修。
Afterwards, I went to the University of California to going on my research, and I find I'm looking for the solution for this kind of patient. And afterward, I worked in Tzu Chi hospital. And so, while I was I was studying in California until now, I'm working in Tzu Chi hospital. I keep looking for the solution for these patient. And I do really believe there will be a solution for this kind of the pension. And during my research, I realized that the most important is you doing something right time in the right place, and with the social connection for the commission. So I'm very grateful. After I came to Tzu Chi Hospital, I have the opportunity to join the progress to looking for the solution for this disease. And nowadays, there's a list of genetic, and this is a new NGS. It means the next generation's sequencing. And thanks to the high technology that the NGS bring us a better solution to find out the problem of the inherited of this disease. Let's have a look at this picture. This family, the story of this family is, since they have this kind of genetic disease, this kind of a inherited disease, the firstborn child in their family, if it's a boy, is higher possibility for the boy to has the night blindness. So while I at first contact with this family and I realized this is really a inherited retinal degeneration. So therefore, I use the NGS and find out the main cause of this disease. Let's have a look from this PowerPoint, the graphics here. I will introduce you later. Let's have a look. There are 49% of the history, the family history. More than half of the family, they don't have this kind of disease because they are the autosomal recessive. But once there's also another 50% of the family members, they has the high possibility to be the autosomal dominant. And let's have a look at this three circle, the red circle. These three are the main cause for this kind of inherited retinal degeneration. And once we realize that the genetic problem, the autosomal dominant exists in their family history. Let's have a look. These pictures. Once we realize they have this kind of genetic problem, we will do the NGS and we will make it gene editing. And from these pictures, you can see we make it a progress. So we do the experiment in the little mammal on the mouse. Since the mouse is also the same like us, we are all mammal. So we do the experiment on this mouse. And while we are doing the gene augmentation therapy on the mouse, it shows the same results on human beings. And we realized that at the first of the disease process, we can do the medical treatment, and then a little bit later on, we can do the genetic therapy, and then we can do the stem cell therapy for the patient. And nowadays, thanks to high technology, we are doing the 3D artificial eye for the people for the patient if it's necessary. And if the patient who needs the treatment on the 3D artificial, then we will use the new material to produce a 3D artificial eye for the patient. And I also like to introduce you about the gene augmentation therapy. It's the first on market treatment. The medicine is adeno-associated viral. It's already on market in the United States. And besides this, nowadays we also use another therapy. We use the gene editing, and we also use the small molecular drug. And besides these two, nowadays we also use the small molecular drug and the cellular therapy, and also the induced pluripotent stem cells therapy. And all of these above, this treatment, why we do so, that's because we would like to stop this inherited disease, and we try to do our best to prevent this kind of disease happen again. And I would like to share you another example. Many years ago, I have a passion, and since the family has the inherited disease of the night blindness too. So this family, they are afraid to have child. And after I know this, I help them. I help them to do the gene augmentation therapy and reduce the gene editing to eliminate the bad gene of the gene that may cause of the inherited retinal degeneration. And then they successfully have a newborn baby. And this is the picture of this newborn baby. And his eyesight is totally normal. So nowadays, there are some patients, they suffer from the Usher syndrome. The Usher syndrome means the patient, they cannot see and they cannot hear well. And they call themselves Longxia. Longxia is kind of like bolster, but they are just making fun of their self. But actually, it's sad because they cannot hear and they cannot see well. And this kind of disease is due to the inherited gene disease too.
It's a very rare disease. So in Taiwan, it's about like 600 to 800 people who will suffer from this disease. So it's about 50% of both deaf and blind patients. So this is a family, his brothers and sisters who suffer from the Usher syndrome. And I was in touch, I was being contacted by the family because of the sister, the younger sister. Her eyesight was rapidly, she lost her eyesight about around her teenage. And at that time, her mother was pregnant and she wanted to have a healthy baby, and who can take care of her, his brothers and sisters. But unfortunately, the baby, the three kids were all has the genes with the Usher syndrome. So I went to Nan'ao Township to go for the home visit and to do the regular inspection. So I contacted and become touched. I contacted schools, teachers, and also the family. And I also joined their individualized education program to give the advice, so how they can help their the students in their daily life. For example, he should wear sunglasses at his school time, and also be care of his night blind. And I hope that because his eyesight will get worse and worse, and I hope that at least he can still have his hearing. So the Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital give them help. So give them help and then to do the surgery for cochlear implant. So for the youngest brother, because he got the surgery at very young age, so now his speech and his hearing is okay. And there was another patient. I see him during his like around his high school age, and he's a chef for the cakes and cookies, and he wished he can make the cookies and cakes for the kids who are homeless and who stayed in a nursing home. So you can see he only can read read very closely because if his eyesight was very worse. And now he worked in the hospital. He's very positive for his life and keep going on his living path. And so the therapy for the Eustace syndrome, the best way is to get early inspection and early intervention. And for the hearing, you can wear the hearing aid or cochlear to do the surgery for the cochlear implant. And for the eyesight, you need to provide the strong light and wear sunglasses, and also to do the gene therapy and to do the inheritance counseling. And then there was another patient. So these two patients are medical relatives or medical professionals. They are very talented. So this patient, he lost his eyesight rapidly around 20 years old. And also his father also got the same syndrome, and so he was very he complained or he was not happy to his father, so he complained about his father because of the gene. So like you can see the father's eyesight. The right eye is his eyesight was 20 out of 30, and for the left eye, and the right eye is a 20 out of 200. So at the beginning, the mother took his son to my clinic. At the first I didn't see the I didn't actually I thought it was another disease, and then I told him that you can give some eye medicine, and then so the mother started to cry, and I was wondering what happened. So the mother said that she's almost lose her child, and because of his son lost his eyesight, and he also lost his thought his hope for the future. So I told the mother that I can call the young people if he has any question. So the young patient came, and I talked to him around 1 hour, and I do the gene check inspection and found the gene. Actually, we got a lot of help from other professionals, and also help him to find a job. So the mother sent me another letter to express her gratefulness. So actually, as a doctor, it is worthy to see a smile from the patient. So there was another patient who is also a medical professional. He or she, the patient had a mild hearing impairments around 4 and 5 years old, and you can see her eyesight and her vision was getting worse and worse. and both these two patients, they still work as a medical professionals. And just like Master Zhang said, they walked into other people's life with their lives. So these two patients, they can, I believe they can treat other patients as if they were their relatives and as they were them. Also, I believe them, they will walk on their life path with positive hearts. And I love these words. Love is the need of others to see their own responsibilities. I would like to do, based on the research, scientific research, and to find the very good ways to treat patients who need me. Thank you very much. So we would like to thank to our professionals and the professor and the doctor. In this part, we can know that this is a very professional field, but I also can feel his not kind heart. So just as he shared, the professor, the doctor can ignore the mother's tear, but he also he took a lot of times to comfort the mother. And I was a teacher for 30 years. I didn't see any doctor, or I didn't meet any doctor who would like to spend 1 hour or over 30 minutes to talk with me for a child. So we got the feedback online. So thank you for the doctor, Professor Huang. He shared the stories with the very colorful point. So if you can see, then you will see a lot of colors. But if you cannot see, your life might be black and white. Thank you for everyone's feedback. So it is not easy for us to understand to these professional field or professional speech, but Dr. Huang, he used easy stories or simple stories to let us understand what this disease is. And also during his speech, we know that if we never give up, then we will have the way to help other people. Thank you, Dr. Huang. We'll see you next time, Dr. Huang. Hope we will have some other opportunities. In 2018, Dr. Huang came to Kaohsiung. This is that time. This was the first time we do the online broadcast. So because of the pandemic, so he didn't came to Kaohsiung, but hope we can see you in person very soon. So we had the feedback from the online from Carol.
Good morning, Dharma brothers and sisters on Kaohsiung Bush Study Group.
She said hi to everyone. Thank you, everyone, Carol. Thank you, Carol. Jingshu, Sister Jingshu from Thailand. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Huang. We understand the Master's thought because of your speech.
I gained a little improvement in the Malay transcript. After doing few translation recently posted by Kaohsiung Online Book Study, it has been a long time I did not speak and write Malay.
After I joined the Malay team, she got improvement in her because she joined a translation team and she improved her read and listen and oral abilities for Mandarin Chinese and also Malayanese. So give her a big proud. And also Huang Xinling. That's her feedback. Thank you, Sister Huang Zhenyi. Sister Huang Zhenyi. Thank you for your speech because I didn't have the opportunities to be part of the Hualien City Hospital, but I have the opportunities for the Dalin City Hospital. So everyone who have the feedback or who have the thoughts after listening to Dr. Huang's speech, please write online and give us any feedback. Thank you. So now we are going to do the physical exercise. Please stand up and then work out with our volunteers. Thank you, everyone.
朋友们，你们准备好了吗？伸出你的双手，戴上你的口罩，大家一起来！
来，水龙头呀，开又关，洗洗双手要擦干，吃东西前勤洗手，回到家也要洗刷刷，眼耳口鼻不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸。 洗手记得7步骤，内外夹攻大力丸。人多时候戴口罩，进入密闭空间也戴口罩。不要用时会折好，乖乖放口袋书包。眼耳口鼻不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸。 洗手记得7步骤，内外夹攻大力丸，拱手不握手，保护你也保护我。
朋友们，你们学会了吗？我们准备要加速喽！
加速喽，来！水龙头啊，开又关，洗洗双手要擦干，吃东西前勤洗手，回到家也要洗刷刷。 眼耳口鼻不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸。洗手记得7步骤，内外夹攻大力丸。人多时候戴口罩，进入密闭空间也戴口罩。不要用时会折好，乖乖放口袋书包。眼耳口鼻不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸。 洗手记得7步骤，内外夹攻大力丸。哇，有没有精神啦？有没有？很好，那接下来再由佩如来带大家再继续活动咯。来，请，嘿，一起来。
地球的孩子，我们一起来动一动哦。来，来拍腿2下，拍手，眼睛向上，拍腿，拍手。 眼睛向上，再来，还有，来滚轮上面，中间，旁边，换边，上面，中间，很好，旁边，换边，来手伸直，双手往前推。 没有烦恼，快乐成
没关系，真好。医生在什么？再来一次，来换边。
来，双手往前推。还有，手要伸直哦。上天为我们写下不同的故事。 准备右侧前哦，
旁边，
有人需要我们帮忙，展开双手，请你和我一起唱。准备拍腿拍手， 前推。手要伸直哦，很好。准备特打拳。
有人需要我们帮忙，展开双手，请你和我一起唱。
拍腿，拍手，眼睛向上，拍腿，拍手，眼睛向上。继续哦。一起唱出来吧！吼嘿吼咦嘿吼，吼嘿吼咦吼，嘿吼咦嘿吼。来滚！右旁边，换边，上下。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8，好！好，地球的孩子，谢谢大家。好，活动组在这里祝福大家。哎，过来。老师，对，祝福大家，请他们坐下。要不然祝福大家。身体健康，活力旺，心态健康，上盖赞。
Okay, thank you for the activity team. Give us the positive energy. And they were so energetic. Thank you for your dedication.
哪天秀玲也会加入，所以本来不会学的就会，样样学会，增长智慧。我们都一直跟团队讲，希望让更多人体会一下。
We are going to because for the past 2 years we always had a routine song to exercise, but pretty soon we're going to change. Another song, and will be more unique. So please look forward and stay with us. So and start from next week or maybe next 2 weeks, we're going to change the song. And on the March 16, our 9 years anniversary, we will prepare something for every one of you. But for the participants online, we feel sorry about that. And because the COVID-19 pandemic is improved a lot, so we are invite participants from Pingdong or Tainan, the other city in Taiwan. You are welcome to come to Kaohsiung Jingsi Cafe. So pretty soon we have about 10 different interpretation, 10 different language to do the interpretation. But for the written translation, we have many more language. And Master Zheng always gives us her bigger blessing, and we are always work hard. So please continue to invite more people to join us, and no matter on the interpretation or written translation, and you are welcome. And through the practice, and the practice always makes perfect, just like the presenter from the guiding reading today. And she said that last year was her first time, and today is the second time. But I think the third time, next time, she will do a better performance. And so let's give the activity team a big hand. They always give us a very good demonstration on the close everything from dark eye technology. Thank you for reminding the time.
大家感恩科技的，就顺便讲一下，谢谢你提醒我时间到，不可以讲太多。我们时间长也以前只有江主任
our time controller, Pei Zhen, she did a good job. And she gave me the ring to remind me that the time is there.
只有你一个没在动。我好忙，我要看讯息，然后他管我真的管大了哈。好。
And my husband, brother Zhang, when we were at home, he is the one always give me a very good sometimes give me a hard time.
Okay.
And so now let me respond to some message we just received. Guan Xinling from Canada, she admires Dr. Huang Shunping's sharing, and so we needed to take good care of our eyes. And Huang Shunping's, the doctor's sharing is very informative. So now we're going to the next section. We're going to mainland China. And I really appreciate those participants from China. They give us feedback. Many feedbacks. So let's take a look at the first one. And he said that he was touched every time, whenever he heard the sharing from Wu Guangzhong. And he admired like the volunteer Hu Guangzhong's dedication to the dedication to the refugee children. And remind, and the topic that he said that Hu Guangzhong's dedication in Turkey, just like a big umbrella under the rain. And thank you. And then another sharing from another participant in China. Say by living an ordinary life and always going through things peacefully is the good topic. It's Liu Ji is sharing, and it's important to promote the vegetarian. And at the school, they work really very hard. So actually, if everyone can make the vow and do their best, we always can work out something.
体真意，你看大大的偶像原来是寄予师兄。他说他的每一场演讲啊，他其实都会去参与，因为他觉得。
And there's a sharing. He said that as long as we have the goodwill, and then we can really reach out our goal and make a good accomplishment. And then he admired Liu Jiyu's sharing.
这是他写的，但是是寄予师兄的。寄予师兄
And he said that on January 26th, the day that Liu Ji is going to give a share, at that time he had to take care of other things. But when he get online study group, Liu's sharing was already finished. So she revisited the Facebook and she watched the rerun, and he was still touched. And then another sharing from Xiaomei. And she said that her family has been a vegetarian for a few years. And she invited many of her friends to come to the house to join the vegetarian meal. But some of the friends declined and was not able to accept to be a vegetarian, and that was very frustrating to her. But some of them not only be a vegetarian but also join Tzu Chi activity to do the contribution. And we also thank you Wang Hui's sharing. Wang Hui, she is a teacher, and she always watch the rerun, and she always give us a very positive feedback. And this time she said that she enjoyed watching Jian Shouxing's program at the TV. And Jian Yun, the superintendent Jian is a knowledgeable and a very nice person. And we mentioned that recently Superintendent Jian left the physician from Tzu Chi Hospital to pay the visit and back to the Jingzebo. So every first week of the month is the section that we're going to call out to Tianjin. So let's watch the video first. So this is a video telling Tzu Chi's effort in Tianjin. So we provide the winter relief distribution to the people who in need. And Tzu Chi volunteers share the Jing's everything with the care recipient. So the speaker that you just heard will be the presenter today later. Then let's watch another video. Okay, and then this video actually is a remembrance review about a Tzu Chi volunteer, Wei Zhipeng, who passed away at 68 years old. Although this volunteer was too late to be certified as a Tzu Chi commissioner, but after he passed away, his wife continued to do the contribution and join Tzu Chi activities. It's a very good Dharma relative relationship. So when there's a disaster happens, Tzu Chi not only provide the relief, but we also provide the cash relief to the people in need. So it's a video showing that we have the relief aid station at the disaster area. So that we provide the cash relief to a migrant worker. With this money, he can buy the ticket and back to the hometown. So volunteer Zhang Lian is a diligent volunteer, and now this is another video. So Zhang Lian also is a documentary volunteer at Tzu Chi. So let's say I'd like to stay with you because you have password, and welcome the presenter Zhang Lian from Tianjin. Okay, now you may start to do the sharing. Please turn on your microphone. So, hello everyone, good day. My name is Zhang Lian. I would like to share the story about inspiring people's wisdom with love. I work at the information center, which is to deal with people who submit their complaints, questions, and petition to the government by writing letters, emails, phone calls, or personal visit. So there was a man, Mr. Wang, who is handicapped. He can walk. he can only crawl on the ground back and forth. He complained about his subsidy from government was canceled because of he has bank saving from the compensation of a relocation. In order to file his petition of getting the subsidy back, he usually brought clothes and a blanket to the office and stay overnight unless his request is granted. He visited the district office frequently. And in order to file his petition, he visited many places. He even waited in the front gate to try to stop officer's car to express his petition in person. He also called and questioned the officer who made the decision. And he even crawled upstairs to question the officer in person. He raised his voice and sometimes by the person. And Mr. Wang said that I will come here every day to bother you because you make my life miserable. So he stayed the whole day in the office, and sometimes he forgot to bring his own lunchbox. And I feel sorry for him, and I served him a lunch. Because I served him lunch many times, I have the chance to talk about Tzu Chi and share the experience what I have learned from Tzu Chi, and hopefully to inspire his kindness. So after 6 months, I noticed his change. One day, he gave me $3 and asked me to give it away to the people in need. He said, the money is not much, but it is my personal goodwill. And he couldn't donate much more because he does not have any job. He started to join Tzu Chi activity. For example, even sitting on the wheelchair, he share a 10-finger formula with Tzu Chi with the residents and to promote the environmental protection. So this is a receipt that he donate $10. He wire transfer this money to Tzu Chi Foundation, knowing Tzu Chi was doing the relief work to the people who were suffering from the severe flood in Henan. He also paid his love and caring to the Tzu Chi volunteers who was doing the relief work. So he sent this with the wire transfer. He said, I saved the money little by little, but it's more. There are more people in need, and those count donation. So he used to come to my office to make the petition for the self-benefit. And now, because of the Henan flood disaster, he realized doing the contribution is more important to his life. So his heart is no longer empty, and now it's full with love and kindness. And there's another practitioner like Mr. Wang. Mr. Liu pushed Mr. Wang's wheelchair to give him a hand. And in order to reach his petition goal, Mr. Liu threatened us that he will drink a fake pesticide to death if his petition does not approve. So Mr. Liu met an old lady who came from the same village at the elder apartment because he joined Tzu Chi activity before. So now he washed her feet and chatted with her. And there's another practitioner, Mr. Zhang, is one of the key person in the recycling center. He liked to help to unload the material. So there's another practitioner, Mrs. Song, who made a petition over 10 years, and now her life transformed into a better way to benefit others. Every person has their own life experience. However, love connects people together in one place. In the past, our heart may fill with hatred, anger, and unfairness in our previous life. But after we met Tzu Chi, we do the contribution, the door of our heart has been opened, and we understood that it's more blessed to give than to receive. We may just like the fireflies only have a little strength, but by the accumulation, we can do a bigger contribution. I feel happy and grateful because I can help people and spread the love. Thank you very much for Zhang Lian's sharing. So we can always transfer people's life into a better way by spreading the love.
Thank you very much for Zhang Lian from China. And now let's go back here. And the second lecturer today, and you will just want to know about her or about him, right? So let's take a look. And the posters are just composed and designed by the Huiyin from Kaohsiung. And we have over 16 volunteers in our team. And we also have Jianlin from Taipei doing the poster design for us too. Okay. And we also have a lot of volunteers doing the text for us, right? And here on the poster, then you will see, okay, during our 6th anniversary, Superintendent Lai was here, and let's take a look. And this is very wonderful. This is the celebration of the 19th anniversary of Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital, and the Superintendent Lai was very happy, and the affinity that we form with patients are not only in the hospital or when they are hospitalization, but also the time after they leave our hospital or clinic room, and we want them to keep a very happy memory here. And this is wonderful that we have a Superintendent Lai here, and he also delivered a lot of speeches, but when he was here in Kaohsiung, and he said that he felt that he was at home, okay, and he delivered a very, very positive energy to us. So we are very grateful that, okay, he could just be here. And we have all about the lecturers from medications, and actually Dr. Lai was the first one that delivered us such a professional knowledge here. And in 2007, and when I was in Jiayi, okay, and for some kind of activity, and I met the Superintendent Lai there, but my heart just beat so quickly, and I said that, okay, and to him, I very, very, very slightly saying that, okay, if we have any activities in a online study group Kaohsiung, would the Dr. Lai be pleased to come here? But he just answered yes, no problem. So I was so excited that, okay, right, okay. And this is a wonderful news, right? Okay. And when Superintendent Lai was here, so, okay, he always delivered us the wonderful speeches. And let's take one more look at the clip, right? Okay. And Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital was really, really hospitable, and they designed a big fund, okay, to people who are weak in their eyesight, right? Okay. And all the words and all the posters and all the brands there were just with a big funds there, and this make it clear to elderly people. Well, it is not a big deal, but this is a really heartwarming actions they do, okay? And it makes people to recognize where they are and what department they are in really easily. and we take care of patients from chronic diseases to kind of like a severe, okay? And we take care of people in the city, into the community, and everybody. We really care about everyone's health. And we also have a geriatric and a pavilion care, like for people here when senior citizens come over and they just stay in one clinical room and they can just have all their problems solved. They don't have to like hang around the hospital. Do you feel this is a really hospitable and heartwarming, and they do everything just for our senior citizens, right? Okay. So here at the video clips that you see, they are adapted in the Lotus, like in the Lotus Sutra. And Mr. Zheng Yuan was so touched by this. They are sincerely just performing the sutras, the Lotus Sutra, okay, as the year-end ceremony, and they feel really different this way, okay? And before they did such performance, they had to read the Lotus Sutra, so they had a study group. And they also have a great idea, okay? They want to take care of like people in like the southeastern, the southern Taiwan. So they design, okay, their own like a brand, just like the spirit of the fireflies. And Master Zheng Yan, even disciples in Dalin are just like a fireflies, and we will use our glimmers and take care of the patients in the southern Taiwan. With just one aspiration, I'm looking forward to your like aspirations. Okay, every doctor, don't forget about your first aspiration. And Mr. Zheng Yuan was very touched, you see. And during the pandemic, unlike others, right? Okay, they held a lot of activities online and spread their ideas and great love online. So through the internet, okay, they also had a lot of like forums, and many people were just online. And we want every citizen, okay, to have the right idea towards your health. I don't want you to be like a superstitious. This is not the right thing there. And this is an online forum held by Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital, sharing their experience. Then they had over 10 million people online. Wow. So let's welcome and give them big Superintendent Lai a big hand online. Okay. And now we are welcome. Let's welcome Superintendent Lai online. I like to be with you because you have a positive energy. Let's go, Superintendent Lai. We can hear you. So, ladies and gentlemen, and the volunteers online, good day. Yeah, we can see you. Okay, we want to see your like handsome face there. So, good day, Dr. Lai. Now we have a lot of like volunteers on the spot and online. So we are looking forward to your speech. I'm very happy that I can be with you talking about vitiligo. Well, okay, and please also share your PowerPoint, please. Yes, there you go. I'm happy. Okay, Venerable Master Zheng Yan and the masters from the abode and all the volunteers of Tzu Chi, good day. I'm so happy that I want to talk about vitiligo. Around 12 years ago at the late night, okay, just before I finished my work, it was really late in the midnight, and suddenly there came a student dressed in green uniform with her like a book bag, and finally she saw me, and I felt that she was under great pressure, and I thought that she must have come over right after she finished her class. And she told me that she suffered from vitiligo, and in Taipei she just couldn't receive the proper care, and she didn't receive like a proper cure, and therefore such a disease was abandoned. And I asked why you just came over from Taipei, and she said this is a vitiligo. I said that's right, this is right, and she just couldn't do anything but to come over to me. And I said I'm sorry, and I just say sorry. I don't think I could do anything because I had no such experience here. And the student therefore told me that somebody introduced me. Okay, therefore she know that it is a disease about like a rheumatism, so I did think that I wanted to do something, and therefore I just had a blood test for her, and she was just 17 and 80 years old. But a week later, and I realized that like she suffered from SLE, systematic lupus erythematosus, and this is a rheumatism which will cause like a great damage about your liver and your even brain. And was the first time that I learned that the rheumatism may attack also her skin, and vitiligo actually hurt very much. But what was in my mind was that, okay, the young student just came over to Dalin to me, and also she went back home to Taipei, and how late it must be. I guess that she didn't want her parents to know that she came over to me for the vitiligo, okay? And the last train back to Taipei may begin after 10:30, like p.m., okay? Therefore, okay, I was really heartbroken for this young lady, the girl student, and I worried very much about her security, right? Why did I tell you such a story? And actually, I want to share with you that the vitiligo was a disease that was abandoned by like a dermatologist in Taiwan, because it has already been in Taiwan for over 100 years, and the vitiligo is a disease that can be cured at all. But I don't want to disappoint a girl student from Taipei, and I don't want her to also tell others that I didn't do anything for her. It really hurt her. So today I want to convey my idea about what is rheumatism, and we also have like a precision treatment, like a precision medicine. And I also want to tell you how you can treat vitiligo, and we have to know where the problem is and what's wrong in your body. And today we gathered the experience like over 40,000 patients, and I want to share with you a substantial improvement toward vitiligo and how it can be cured. So rheumatism is curable, and the rheumatism cannot be abandoned because it can be cured. Okay, you know it? But vitiligo really beat a lot of people's confidence, especially girls. Okay, and they were rejected cruelly, okay, because it was kind of mission impossible. Although it was just a skin problem and it was not a big deal, but it really influences people so much. So today I want to tell you a story about a young lady, like 27 years old, and she suffered from the cerebral embolism. Actually, the lady was my colleague's wife, and she got like a brain stroke. But I thought not only that, she must have also suffered from some other disease too. Okay. Oh yeah, and I realized that she got like a low in platelet and immune like a thrombocytopenic purpura with like an intermittent like amenorrhea and oligomenorrhea. And as she just was sent to the hospital, and she was sent into the wrong section, and she was treated also in the wrong way. Okay. And for example, for cerebral embolism, then you will go to some other departments aside from my department. Then if like this 27-year-old lady suffer from like 4 different diseases, and therefore she had to be like diagnosed in 4 different sections, right? How suffering. But let me tell you, actually, they are all about rheumatism, rheumatology. And this is, okay, this is a rheumatic disease and the immune disease, right? And it means that they can just, such disease can really attack all your organs, okay, in your body. And also, the girl suffered from like a purpura, but she just got recovered, okay? But just days or years later, she suffered from something else, right? So they are easily like a misdiagnosed, diagnosed, okay? And such disease will just beat the patient until you are beaten. Okay, and we can see the cells of the immunology, but how can we see that? We only can see all the cells through the like a microscopes, and we have a lymphocyte and monocytes, okay, in our body. And we also have cytokines there, okay? And they are very, very tiny in our body. And they exist because they transmit all the signals towards your body and your organ systems. And if they work like improperly, and they may have some kind of problems, right? And this is the immunological problems that may attack our immune system, okay? And this is all about the auto antibodies, right? Okay. And how about like other cells like the neutrophil or like the platelets? And they are the target that may be attacked, okay, by such like a rheumatisms, okay. And wherever the cells go, and they will just attack your cells inside your body. And this is what my teacher told me. And especially for a young girl, and a young girl just go to the 2 departments, right? And therefore, he told me that I have to consider whether the young girl suffer from rheumatism, and they have to come to me to the like an immunologist department. And if you don't know what disease you may suffer, then maybe you have to come to me. It's like a systematic lupus, like a erythematosus, and it is also a problem, maybe on your skin and maybe on your vessels, right? So for skins and for vessels, you have to go to 2 department stores. I mean, not department, 2 departments, but it is time for you to come over to me, right? Okay. And if you got like a lupus erythematosus, then maybe you will go to the skin department, right? And for polymyositis or dermatitis, then you go to skin department, and then you have like hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and you go to some other departments, and you go to the gastroenterology department. But actually, you are right and you are wrong. And the sources is that when the virus just attacked our livers, and therefore we suffer from hepatitis like B or C, right? And your liver becomes the battlefield of the viruses, right? So it is also hematology. So here are the like hematology on your organs, right? So inside all the organs, then we may find the path of like rheumatism, and this is all due to the like hematology. So every section can have like some kind of treatment for patients, right? But may not be okay. So vitiligo is such example, right? If patients suffer from vitiligo on their skin, so what can they do? Okay. Yeah, I think our doctors are really careful. Therefore, it costs them dare not treat our disease like a vitiligo. So let's talk about the development, the history of development of like a human medicine. And in the past, like we have a witch doctor medicine, and then we have like a clinical side medicine. Well, and for example, if you suffer from like a stomach ache, then doctors will just take care of your stomach, right? Okay, and we will just listen to patients like a complaint, like whether they have like any pain or any aches on their any organ. So this is like a clinical science medicine, and after that, and we have like a image, like we have like a medication image, right? And we develop a endoscopy, and we create like images inside your organ. For example, and the sonography, like a computed like a tomography, and we also have like an electrocardiogram, or we have a brain wave, and they are so-called like image medication. And more like advanced, okay, we have like a functional medicine, which means like we use MRI, we use like a postural medicine, like a nuclear medicine, and check on our body, okay? And we have so many different ways to just diagnose what disease like a patient may suffer. And within the 30 years, then therefore, like we have a molecular medicine which can more precisely diagnose the disease from a patient, because like we have a gene identification, and we have a gene sequence analysis, and we have a signaling molecules that can precisely see through what the disease may be, and we can give like a care for treatment. And this is the so-called precision medicine. Okay, so precision is important for a patient because we want to cure them like accurately. Just as I said that we have over 2,000 different kinds of lymphocyte cells, but if only one had the problem, so I just had to just cure and concentrate on the one lymphocyte cell, and this is a precision medication. And this is what I want to share you like briefly. And for now, we have more advanced like a medical improvement. And when we go to a hospital, and we have so many like section departments, and they are, for example, gastroenterology or chest medicine or cardiology or orthopedics, right? Even like a plastic surgery. and they are traditional medicine that has existed in Taiwan for over 100 years. And let's talk about like a newly developed medicine, for example, nuclear medicine, like hematology or oncology, immunology or rheumatology. And this is really precise, right? And we cure like people's diseases through the blood because inside the blood we have cells, and maybe there are the problems on your cells, right? But we can't see any cells, right? So we need like a gene sequence, like analysis, so we can just precisely cure a disease on a patient really precisely. All right. And for example, we have a lot of like departments like oncology, okay, that are kind of precise for us, right? So here are a lot of like a newly developed medicines in Taiwan, and we really have to deal with a lot of challenges that were left like over 100 years ago, some disease uncured, something like that. And today, let's also talk about the limits, okay, of the traditional medicines, right? Okay. And we rely very much on the molecular medicine, okay? And if we don't have any like a substantial improvement on this, then diseases are really difficult to be diagnosed, right? And in Taiwan, we also need some kind of health insurance or some other insurance, right? Okay, so that we can have the money for the disease, right? And I think also one more problem is that, well, because of the like a rural and the urban divides, right? Like doctors are not too willing to just go to the rural areas for like a cures or treatments there. And we are lucky that we are in Taiwan, and the problem is now getting solved. It's getting better now. Okay. And we also have to know the media, I mean, how the disease is developed, okay? Okay, for example, some kind of ulcers, and if you know ulcers, and this is easy because you know the knowledge from books, right? But how about just I said like a systematic lupus erythematosus? I don't think you know something, you know a lot, you know enough about that. Okay, so this is a challenge, right? Okay, and it is all about the molecular medicine. And we know little about the cells, and you don't have to mention like a molecule. Okay, and now let me tell you, in our hospital, that you can just do the blood test, and 2 minutes later, and I can just know some like details toward your cells and like your blood, right? And since I know the information about that, so I know how to cure your disease like properly. Okay. So this is a development.
There's a molecular biology and recombination protein and monoclonal antibodies, and a lot of other advanced in the treatment of rheumatism. And because of this scientific technology advanced in the medical field, that help people that help people with various diseases, especially in the blood-related disease and cancer. And what is vitiligo? And many people they suffer from the vitiligo. They are some of them had used medicine for many years, but still didn't see the improvement in the condition. And vitiligo is an organ-specific immune disease. And when dermatologists they see the people suffer in with a condition of vitiligo, they would not wanted to admit this to give the treatment for the patient with vitiligo. They say you need to be able to live in harmonious with the vitiligo disease. But actually, it is very hard for young people who's is very young and just got married. It's very hard to get to live in harmonious with vitiligo, because there's a lot of appearance to change. The pig how does the pigment of the skin would become abnormal? Who is attacking the pigment of the skin? A lot of people they were rejected by dermatologists and they gave up on treatment. And a lot of information on even on the internet in the past that even doctors could not was not sure what's the cause of the vitiligo, and now in the medical field we're sure it's a rheumatism and immunity disease. And a lot of patients they used to be gave up on their dermatologists and their doctors, and the vitiligo were it's not only the symptoms was not only in attacking the skin there, but also they would there would come with a lot of complications in the health condition of the patients, and the patients would totally give up and affecting their the daily lifestyle because of all kinds of complications in their health condition. How do we give the treatment for vitiligo? It's traveling and it's in the all over the body though on the skin, and so you are not able to treat just one spot of the skin change. You have to give the treatment of overall body treatment. And a lot of patients with vitiligo they also suffer with a thyroid disease. And this vitiligo is the general body condition is not only just on one spot of the skin. It's related to immunity systems. So it's about immunology. In the past, a lot of patients they gave up, or they are seeking for the treatment from alternative medicine, and some people they even complained about their parents. They gave them they inherited this disease, or their parent they complained their parents gave them this disease. They make a lot of effort in time, but still could not receive a proper treatment. Some people they also they were told that vitiligo would not cause any physical impairment. It is often considered unimportant by physicians, but vitiligo patients repeatedly experience disinterest from the medical world regarding their skin problem. And nearly 50% of the patients were not adequately informed about their disease and its treatment during their first doctor visit. In the Taiwan medical field, there this a lot of patients are still rejected by their doctors, and you can see from this patient that that you can see the vitiligo appeared on his face, and this person vitiligo appears on the forehead, and this person the vitiligo appears on the skin of the throat. And this patient, she has vitiligo over her body. And this is only one part of a vitiligo appearance on her palm. And we see that the vitiligo, we can see that this patient, the melanocyte of the skin is the cells that determine the skin color of human being. And there are a lot of beside the melanocyte, we see that the trace melanoantigen present in besides the melanocyte, and you can see that this is a lupus or vitiligo. If it affect vitiligo affect only on the skin, and we will be able to find the antigen, because the antigen present the cells in the skin. We will be able to identify this cell to help out the skin condition. So the antigen will travel to the skin to attacking the skin cell, and it would affect also on the other organ. And we used to only guess about that the vitiligo, it would attack the not only on the skin but also attack the internal organ, and now it is confirmed. And this person has a dermatomyositis, and she has the although she doesn't have any severe symptoms, but when we have the blood test, and she has a leukemic and also quantitative white blood cell abnormality. So the blood cell was low, and so we found out that she from the blood test we found out that she had not only the skin problem, she also have the immunity problem, immunity disease. And 4% and 11%, although they also the 4% or 11%, they not only have vitiligo, and they also have the other immunity disease. And also when you have blood test, when you wanted to draw the blood test, you need to do the detailed exam on the blood test. So many I have some our patients, they after the 3 months of treatment, the vitiligo would return back, and also the cell will regenerate, and also the 98% of the treatment were effective for 98% of patients. And you can see that the pigment regeneration is the condition is improving from the picture. And also the margin is become blurry and blurry from the picture. You see that the condition is improving. Well, not although the medical field is a very conventional field, and in some disease that we didn't learn that in medical field, our professor did not teach any knowledge about that disease. Do we want to offer any treatment or try to offer treatment to our patients that to treat their condition regards to the disease that I did not learn in the medical school? I wanted to accept the challenge, not to escape from the unknown, the disease that I haven't learned in the past in the school. When I'm very grateful that I have this, it's my pleasure to be able to share with you my knowledge and something that was unknown and now is curable and treatable. And we are very grateful, Dr. Lai. His professional sharing, and we can have confidence from his sharing that we need to seek for proper treatment. Superintendent Lai, please stay online, and please back up a little bit because you are too close to the screen. And we need to improve our immunity by exercise and seek and get proper treatment. Vitiligo. We from Kaohsiung, a reader from Kaohsiung, from listening to Superintendent Lai's sharing, we know that vitiligo is not only a skin disease; it is also affecting the whole body. So it will need proper treatment. And very nice to hear the Superintendent Lai. He is a kind and very full of compassion, and he is so take good care of his patients. And we're very grateful. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your great sharing. And we hope that you will be able to come share with us next year again.
All right, so next, let's welcome the team from the Kaohsiung Jingsi Living team. Brother Li is quite low profile, so let's welcome Huo Xi, your master, and all the Tzu Chi volunteers. Li Huo Xi, and I serve in the Jingsi Living technology. Here I would like to talk about Jingsi. For Jingsi Studio, that is focused on promotion of Dharma teaching, but for Jingsi, we're developing healthy food. And for ZCCRT, CSR means 6 principles of West. that is reduce, reuse, repair, refuse, recycle, and recovery. And there are many 5 products developed by Jingsi technology like tissue paper, interlocking bricks for wood, furniture, and lotus chairs. And the first is Jingsi tissue paper. There are many sources. And it applies the 6R principle. And the annual consumption of paper containers in Taiwan is more than 8 billion. And the PE lamination attached to the paper containers is not recyclable. But here, our company, our Jingsi technology, use the clean of cards to make tissue paper. And we also separate the fiber and the PE film and then recycle them for new products. And for the Jingsi interlocking bricks, we use it widely and mainly for like hospitals and schools. Interlocking bricks is made of the recycled PE film. Because it's interlocked, so it's secure. We can pave on the carway, our school, and can recycle paper containers. And because it's water and air permeability, so that can convert our environment. Here are the examples of projects. We use the interlocking bricks like about 细致浸湿后 and next is 浸湿 for wood. This is one of our product. We recycle the clear medicine jar, freezer drawers, CD boxes, and then use the recycled PS material to produce for wood without adding wood powder and the plant fibers. So it's 100% recycled PE material, PS material used. And they are used in many schools like Tzu Chi, senior high schools, elementary schools. And with the wood grain, there are many options. It's good for outdoors and indoor use. Like the 5-star hotel resort, they also use our Jingsi for wood. Like Kaohsiung Tzu Chi kindergarten. Here's Tainan kindergartens, modern architecture in Taichung, Kaohsiung, and Hualien Jingsi Hall. Yeah, you can all see our for wood there. It's pretty. And our forward, as well as the furnitures, are good to use together. And the next, I'm to introduce the Jingsi furniture. We use PP. We use PP to produce Jingsi furniture. That is food-grade plastic. And this is brother 3. we make PP as the folding bed, table, chairs. And this is the compassion technology. So we develop those products with compassion, and this is the disaster relieving housing system. And you can also see the folding tables, chairs in many Jingsi bookstores. Yeah, looks very nice. Here's the bookstore, Jingsi bookstores in campus. And display an environmental beauty. And next is the lotus chair. It's also foldable, made of the PP plastic waste of washing machine. And here's the lotus chair. And you can see these are used in many Jingsi halls. To replace the old generation that it was quite heavy. And this new generation is easy to fold and store. And this is with ergonomics. And this new shelf resolve the challenge of difficult to move and store lotus chairs. And yeah, we see many lotus chairs in many Jingsi halls. Here's in Taichung Dajia Jingsi Hall. Next is purity begins at source. And no matter which kind of plastic, we can see the types and its features of the different kinds of plastic here. And you are more than welcome to visit our websites for more information. And last year, 2021, in Kaohsiung, it's a Taiwan Science Festival, and we are pleased to participate. And last year, on November 6th and 7th, this is Brother Ji received a certificate on behalf of Tzu Chi, and our Jingsi forward with many kinds of types for options. And this is our booth there. There are many visitors and people are quite interested. And the Tzu Chi volunteers also introduced the product before the trade fair. And we hope to promote our product to more organizations. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brother Li. So, if actually everyone thinks I'm good in speaking, but actually if we are going to talk about the Jingsi product, we need to find Brother Li. You can know that he only got 10 minutes for all this information. So we also forwarded his PowerPoint to each group, line group. So actually that is the, now here are the feedback from people online. These are the tissues. It's unbelievable that the tissues that can be matched to the 6R So one asked the if the blocks can be used in the restroom, but we don't know the answer. Actually, the lotus chair in our Jinsihou. When I went to印尼 Jinsihou, it can the chair will not make any noise when I lift it up in Indonesia. But now here, we still can hear some noise once we lift it up. So in Indonesia, that they said that they've already they've changed the technician. They've changed the chair and to let the chair will be very quiet while you lift it up. Thank you, Sister Mei Hui and Brother Lee. The feedback for the Superintendent, Dr. Lai. I thought that there was one time Dr. Lai was late for his clinic because there was another emergent patient who need him. But still, that once the doctor came into the clinic, and everyone, even though there were a lot of people waiting for him, but he still very humble and put his smile. So for the next week, please, now keep write down on your calendar that every Sunday we have good movies, and also the Sutra, Lotus Sutra, we have new version or new books for the series. And also we have the new products for the tea and the ginger products and the herbal cereal series, the product for the herb tea, and also the hand cream. And now we are going to Indonesia next week. The Dai TV of Indonesia, Sister Thai, and also Sister Yao Shijing. She will be host for one section of our online study group. So I will be very easy for the next week. So next week, Sister Ji and Sister Huarong from China, and also Cilun, who is from America, but she is in Taiwan now. So next week we will have her new book, and we will invite her to sign on the book. So the 16th of March, actually you can see the common, but it's like a symbol. It's just like a 9. So now that's for our 9th anniversary. We also have the present on that day, on our anniversary, 16 March, for the candy and the powder of our plants. So thank you, everyone. Every Wednesday morning, and you can stay with us. Say goodbye to our masters and our masters in Jingse and all the families from all over the world. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. And